Welcome back to our Pathfinder Kingmaker series. And we are going to speak to Valerie today and also give her that letter. So let's get started. Greetings, Valerie sighs. Everything is well, I hope? I'm ready for new orders. Uh, Tell me about yourself. What exactly would you like to know? I was born to a noble family, though I didn't remain long on the family estate. My father sent me to the Order of the Eternal Rose, but I left once I realized that it didn't match my principles. Shellen, also known as Eternal Rose, the Eternal Maiden, and the Incorruptible, is the goddess of art. Huh. So it's basically Shellen's Aladdin's. Where are you from? What was your childhood like? I was born in Brevoy, but in fact, I've never seen much of the country. I spent my childhood on a remote estate owned by my noble family. My father is a respectable philanthropist and benefactor of the Church of Shellen. He's also a renowned private collector and a great admirer of the arts. My mother saw to my education personally. From my early years, I learned good manners, how to behave at the dinner table, and the proper form of words for every occasion. I also learned the difference between true nobles and low-born upstarts, and I learned how to treat each of them properly. Our home was always under the protection of several paladins of Shellen. My father has donated a handsome sum to their order. One of them, a man of venerable age with a gray beard, once let me touch his shining armor. I still remember the admiration I felt when I touched the cold polished steel. Valerie smiles. Of all the memories of my childhood, that one is somehow the warmest one. Why were you sent to the Paladin Order of the Eternal Rose? Ah, as you can imagine, from my first days I was surrounded by crowds of servants and nannies who never stopped praising my heavenly beauty. The Paladins of Shellen who used to visit our house echoed these praises. In the end, general consensus overwhelmed my father's better judgment. When I turned 6, I was brought to the Church of Shellen and told that this would be my new home. Don't pity me, though, I beg of you. Many who hear this story immediately assume that my parents were cruel and had no love for their child. Valerie's eyes become stern. My parents had respect for me. They taught me something that has supported me all of my life, a sense of self-esteem. Besides, they didn't abandon me. Once every 6 months, they would come and visit me at the Order of the Eternal Rose. We had some tea, and then had an hour to walk around the garden. Then they would take their leave as etiquette demanded. What did they teach you at the Order? A variety of things. Some of them appealed to me, others I simply couldn't accept. I enjoyed the physical activities and swordsmanship, but the arts, calligraphy, painting, poetry, and so many other ways to waste one's time. I guess that deep in my heart I always knew I'd never be a true paladin of Shellen. Wielding a sword always felt more natural to me than handling a paintbrush. Why did you leave the order? Because of my heavenly beauty. Valerie winces in contempt. According to Shellen's laws, all art is sacred, whatever form it takes. Severe punishment awaits those who dare harm a painting, sculpture, or poem, no matter how worthless the drivel might be. My looks always attracted unwanted attention from the pilgrims and acolytes at the temple. I received my first poem dedicated to me when I was 9. The author was some wealthy geezer. Valerie's lips thin in contempt, and that was only the beginning. Sculptures, pictures, poems. I was drowning in them. My admirers mobbed me, and I had to respectfully accept all their garbage. The clerics of the temple were magnanimous, for my suitors made generous offerings to the church. But once One time I just snapped. Barely suppressed anger glitters across Valerie's eyes. Some wealthy idiot has dedicated an extremely untalented poem to me, and he had the nerve to read it right to my face, holding my sleeve. The hour was late, and I was on my way to get some rest after a boring lesson on rhymes. I lost control and tore the poem apart right in front of him. Valerie raises her head proudly. The Paladins wanted to impose some punishment upon me. I don't remember which one exactly. They wanted me to repent. Instead, I just gathered my things and left. What did you do after you left the Order? I set off for Restov. Valerie shrugs. I wanted to get as far away as possible from Shellin and the destiny everyone seemed so ready to force upon me. Besides, the School of Swordsmanship in Restov has quite a decent reputation. Honestly, I was hoping for an opportunity to learn from the famous Aldori masters. Eventually, it became clear that their technique wasn't a good fit for me. They teach to avoid impact, whereas I prefer to raise my shield. But my abilities and skills, which I learned at the Order of the Eternal Rose, were enough to make the Sword Lords take an interest in me. They offered me a chance to join the mercenaries who serve the Sword Lords, and I accepted. Well, I'm not going to tell her that. That'll just piss her off. Let's change the subject. Tell me about the Way of Shellin and her paladins. Shellin is a goddess of love, beauty, and art. Her paladins are something like armored artists. That's how they like to think of themselves, at least. Valerie tries to contain her feelings, but her inner contempt bursts forth. They are fanatical defenders of worthless, inartistic paintings and meaningless opuses. If you care to know my opinion, you speak of Shellin with such contempt. What did the goddess of beauty do to earn your anger? She's been trying to ruin my life, Valerie snorts. Shellin, the goddess of everything useless that ever existed in this life. All the beauty in the world, all the art, all this soulful sighs in the moonlight. They'll never feed a single family. And I beg you to restrain yourself from offering your own opinion. Trust me, I've heard everything you can tell me more than once. Nothing and nobody can change my mind. Valerie looks at you with suspicion. As for Shellin, she's the goddess of idlers. I almost joined her preposterous entourage. I'm just glad I was smart enough to denounce her while I still could. Well, I understand that not every piece of art is good or even decent, but surely there must be at least a few great works among them. Is that what you think? Valerie curves an eyebrow, mocking amazement. Many share that delusion. I was deluded too for a while. Now I consider all works of art useless. People create this garbage because they have nothing better to do. The peasant doesn't paint a picture, he plows the earth to feed his family. The soldier has no time for sculpture, he must defend his homeland. But idlers and slackers have plenty of time to waste, so they smear canvases with paint and imagine they've done something worthy and valuable. Valerie shakes her head in disapproval. Well, what do what do paladins of Shellin usually do? They wander around seeking the next pile of garbage, and when they find it, they call it an immortal piece of art and admire it until they're blue in the face. You might not believe this, but the paladins of Shellin aren't allowed to slay their enemies if they beg for mercy. Can you guess why? Because a bandit, rapist, or murderer who has been put to the sword will never be able to create something beautiful in the future. So a paladin overpowers her enemy in battle, then inspires him to create a masterpiece. Valerie's face reflects extreme disgust. It might sound hilarious if it weren't true. Plus, all of Shellen's followers are obliged to practice some sort of art in his or her free time every single day, no matter what else is going on, even if you're feeling sick or hungry or sleepy. Otherwise, according to their clerics, you lose your connection with your goddess. A preposterous notion. Wouldn't you agree? Yep, Shellen's order seems pretty out there. You said that every paladin must practice some kind of art. What kind of art did you pursue? Ah, that. I used to embroider, and I still do from time to time. A treacherous blush covers Valerie's cheeks. It's nothing, I assure you. Just a simple task to keep my hands busy and keep the gloomy thoughts at bay. Nothing special. I see. Let's talk about something else. I couldn't agree more. If I can be frank, all this talk about Shellen makes me want to spit. But my noble upbringing prevents me from performing such an undignified act. So you're an atheist? You don't worship any deity? Right. I need no guidance from above. I have my own good conscience and my leader's orders to live by. You don't have to follow. You don't have to follow etiquette and maintain good manners while speaking with me, if you don't want to. I'm aware of that, Valerie sighs, but I'm sure you understand that I am what I am. That's how I was brought up, first by my parents and then by my mentors in the order. Besides, I was born to a noble family. Valerie raises her chin proudly. So I rather enjoy the idea that my manner of speech differs a bit from the common language of the peasantry. You just can't imagine how many social climbers have bowed politely the moment I opened my mouth. You're so eager to follow my orders. Why? What do you mean, why? Valerie looks at you in bewilderment. I follow your orders. I've joined your campaign because I have faith in you. I believe your intentions to be noble, though things may not always turn out as you've planned. You are my commander. Your orders are law. It's my duty to follow them. Valerie hesitates for a moment. Well, so long as you don't order me to do something that's absolutely dishonorable. But that would never happen, I hope. It will never happen, Valerie. Give Fredero's letter to Valerie. Valerie, I've received a letter from Fredero's Senate. He says I'm to free you from service and return you to Shellen. Valerie looks at you unblinking, and you see her eyes darken with anger she can barely contain. Really? May I take a look at this letter? Items lost. Letter from Fredero's Senate. Is that so? I see. I didn't know I had an item in my inventory. I would have read it. Valerie takes a deep breath. My apologies, Alana. I seem to have become the reason for this message and highly inappropriate demands it contains. I know this person. Fredero Sinnett is one of the mentors in the Order of the Eternal Rose, a true paladin of Shellen, one of those who insist they are right till the very end. He kept saying louder than anyone that Shellen herself predetermined my fate, even when I was packing my things before I left. Looks like he never came to terms with me leaving. Since he found me even here, the nerve, the mistake of leaving our ranks, return to the path destined her by divine will? Since when does Fredero fancy himself the personal harbinger of his precious Shellen? Valerie, her face scarlet red, doesn't seem to notice the letter crumpling in her hand. Enough. We must put an end to this. If plans of the Order of the Eternal Rose require another refusal, they shall get it. I'm going to the trading post with you to meet Fredero. I serve you. It's as simple as that. It's my decision, and I'm not going to change it just because someone from my past thinks otherwise. What if I just throw these plans off my lands? I'd be well within my rights. No. If you respect my honor and value, my loyalty, please refrain from such hasty actions. I will go to the trading post with you. I will meet Senate, give him my final refusal, and the matter will be settled. Enough about that. All right. Thank you for the conversation. As you wish. Oh, so now Valerie wants to go to Oleg's trading post. I might have to take Valerie and Jathal together so they can do their thing instead of, well, the old oak tree is pretty close. Um, Now I will leave. Because if I go into the throne room, I think it's going to cutscene me into a meeting with Jamandi's or the Aldori thingy, our diplomat, which I don't want to do right now. Let's see. Kingdom. When are you coming back? 2 days. Another project. Research into the nature of curses. Jenna Tannerson. Could a mother have cursed her own child, even unwittingly? What? Another curse research? Jod is going to be busy for a couple decades. um, Man, I guess I gotta go to the throne room. I don't want to, but I will. Because I have to sleep. Enter the throne room. We've received a letter from Brevoy concerning Oleg's trading post. The Sword Lord's reaction to your request for jurisdiction over Oleg's trading post is rather cold, as though they'd never considered that Restov shouldn't be collecting taxes from the subjects of other rulers. Now they are demanding compensation, not only in gold, but also in form of repairing a road from the trading post to Restov. Lander rolls his eyes. Read for yourself if you wish. It's quite entertaining. We'll accept their offer and send the rest of the year's taxes. We've begun working on the road. Um, can I read it for myself? Oh, here it is. Cool. Let me remind you that while the trading post in question is situated on the land which now belongs to you, its owners, Oleg Levinton and his spouse Svetlana, are of Rostov origin. They have been paying their taxes to Rostov for many years and enjoyed the benefits of the city's protection. Rostov is not accustomed to tossing away its subjects. However, as Oleg and Svetlana have expressed the desire to go under your jurisdiction, Lord Mayor Selenius is inclined to act benevolently and let it happen, but not without a precondition. Some debts are owed by the Leventon's post. I suggest it's only fair if you, as its new patron, would compensate the city for this sum. Besides, the road connecting the post with the rest of the world is in a deplorable condition and needs urgent repairs. Since the bigger section of this road runs through your lands, you should show some care for your subjects and make all repairs, helping to establish trade connections and proving your intention to do more for your citizens than mere tax collecting. Until the repairs are finished, the trading post stays under Restov's protection, waiting for your swift reply in words as well as in actions. Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori. Hmm. Well, we'll accept their offer. I would advise you to be more resolute. Let's say in your dealings with the Sword Lords, don't fall for their diplomatic frills. Lander gives a dissatisfied cough. What's this? Oh, it's Boken. Unfazed by the awkward silence, Boken searches through his bag for quite a while. Finally, he pulls out a sizable brown paper package. There you go. A little something from old Boken. Oil of Enhancement 2. If you ever need anything in particular, just let me know. If you're not sure, I'll go home and think of something myself. My bones ache. I would like you to craft something specific. Boken nods and pulls a piece of coal and a scrap of paper from his sleeve. He takes his time smoothing it out before giving another solemn nod. It doesn't tell me what that oil was. I'm running low on potions. I am. Boken carefully writes something down on a scrap of paper. Very good. And if you want to buy anything else, just come around. I will. Oh, and while I'm here, there's a book that I've always wanted to read of transmutations and bodily poisons in 3 volumes. If you would find it for me, I could produce something most remarkable for you. Something that might even. Boken cuts himself short. Oh, well, there's no use in empty words. But they say there's an ancient formula hidden in one of these books. Bring me the books and I'll brew the potion for you. I know that the old beldame, the old witch who lives in the swamp, had one of these volumes in her hut gathering dust. She might still have it for sale, I imagine. As for the other 2 volumes, I have no idea. You might look in a magic shop or in the bookcases and locked drawers of other alchemists. If you happen to across their possessions in your adventures. Boken grins, bows to you, and leaves the throne room with a shuffling walk. Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I happen to have those books on me. Why didn't you just wait for me and I would have given them to you, dude? Oh, wait. Because they're in my. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. That can go in there, that can go in there, that can go in there. This diamond can go in there too. What is this? Dirty paintbrush. Maybe the old guy. Do I have enough of these? Let's just bring all all this stuff. Diamond dust, Staglord's wine. Okay. Oh, storyteller. I got some stuff to sell you. I brought some relics. Token of the Dryad got 2,700. Haldan Warrior's dog tag got 900. All 5 of them. Air so fresh. You can feel soft breeze through my hair. Some of the 5 items are still missing though. Alright, I'll leave you to your legends. Dang. I must. At least I got some money. You know what? I'm gonna hold that in my bag, because it's fancy. I can go in. Okay. Daglor's broken charm. We can go in. Now to rest. Please and thank you. But before I do, I got some spells to set up. Bet you thought I forgot. Um, your cat's grace and and 40-foot burst. That's big. Um, 100 infection and plus forest. I guess hold animal. Yep. Okay. Jubilost. I will take another cure spell. And I'm gonna do it like that. So Jubilost. You can have a haste, a cure, and a displacement. Harem. Harem. You can have a resist energy communal. Yes, you can learn 4th level spells. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, I thought I put a cure inside of his thing. I was like, that's dumb. No. No, I don't really fight extra planar. You can have a restoration. That is always useful. You can have a resist energy communal. You can have a restoration. And a summon. I still don't have any of your favorite stuff here. Give you a blur as protection. Yeah. Or should I give you a glitter dust? No, I'll give you the blur. You got haste going, fireball, lightning bolt. This is protection. Ooh, one friendly creature within touch range. I thought it was a self spell. That's nice. That means I can cast it on Nova. Give you a whole person. And you don't do magic. Displacement. When she gets another third level spell, I'll give her displacement because that might be useful actually for Nova. All right, let's get out of here, Wolf. Wish I could have named him. I would have named him Poppy. So now that you know what I would have named him, I'm just gonna call him Poppy. Ooh, Constitution got restored. Did it fix all of it? Jade and Eltana, looks like it did. Resting here at home base. Leave with my team. And Kingdom. Letter from Brevoy. Economy +1. Projects. It's a project. A quarter road to Oleg. 80 BP. Requires 30. Valerie can get on it. Economy and relations. 80 BP. I've got 340. Okay. I'm going to skip a day. Skip another day. Yeah. Jubilist. Disaster. The advisor failed to organize the peasants. Everyone wanted the best protection for their own homes with no regard for their neighbors. As a result, construction never even began, and the fundraisers were frustrated with their government's incompetence. Thanks, Jubilost. Thanks. You rolled a 1. Okay. What's this? The name of the law. You can't do it. 6 days, 8 days. Well, I tell you what I'm gonna do. Where is it? Is it economy? Trade agreement with Mivon. 100 BP. 15 days. Start. And I am going to General Regent Treasurer. Treasurer is so it's either I'm gonna support the general. So not this one. It's a project. Road to Oleg. Valerie, I want you to do this. Start that project. Yep. Support the general. Okay. Military is going to rank up by 1. See, now look at all these events that pop up. Success. Military reach rank 2. Thanks to the general, the Baroness has reached new heights. Yep. Mysterious weed. Success. The messengers managed to persuade the peasants to thoroughly weed their fields. The crops were saved. Loyalty +3. Jod failed. The priest failed to lift the phase curse from the settlement. The people are so alarmed by the anomaly that have already begun abandoning homes, leaving their harvest behind. Thanks, Jod. You missed it by 1. Events. Letter from Magar Varn. The Baron of a neighboring land sent an invitation. Lindsay has something to discuss. Oh, Lindsay. Okay, projects. Jubilost. I can skip a day. Economy. Rebuild. Trade with Pitax. Restoration of bronze. But Mary can do that. But Jubilost could do it too. Talented recruits. Mary should be doing that. 50 BP. I just leveled you up, or got your stat to level 2 as well. Okay, I'll start you on that. 14 days. Curses. Research into the nature. 100 BP. Bald Hilltop. I need to start that. Hartuk. No advisors for this. Scythe Tree. No advisors. Jod? Is there nothing else he can do? Other regions, events. Looks like it's okay. So rank up, rebuild. These are economy, training, curses. All right, Jod, get to Bald Hill. 60 days. Start. Just do it. Um, now I'm going to skip a day to get Jubilost back. But if he comes back, everything he can do requires BP. Unless I do this, support the treasurer's endeavors. Let's go to the throne room, actually. Oh, look, a letter for you. Looks like it's from one of the go-getters doing Aldori's bidding. Have you ever heard of a Magar Varn? No? That's funny. He sure knows a lot about you, enough to try to sweet-talk you into building a trade route. Magar Varn's letter. New event, trade agreement with Magar Varn. A letter. Most honorable Baroness Alana. This is Magar Varn, the ruler of the neighboring city of Varnhold, writing. You might remember meeting me at the reception. Our encounter had a powerful effect on me. You are a brave warrior and a wise ruler. I know. Which is why I hope to enlist your support and, in the future, form a firm friendship. No matter whether the gods or the sword lords have contributed to us becoming neighbors, I believe that our alliance will be as steadfast as a rock. To signify the formation of our alliance, I invite you to visit Varnhold and see for yourself that my intentions are good. The city is still young, but we have a lot to show our guests. Our cellars are full of wine barrels and our storehouses of grain and cheese. It is easy to reach my city. The path to Varnhold lies in the east, past Lake Silverstep and over the ridge of the Tors of Lebanese. Hard to get lost in these parts. Whether you accept my invitation or not, I ask of you one more thing. Consider building a route and developing trade between our lands. I am convinced that both of us would only benefit from this union. I anxiously await your visit. Respectfully yours, Baron Magar Varn. Yep, he seemed like a nice guy at the banquet. I'm sure it's unthinkable to you, but someone from your court has sticky fingers. A large sum has vanished from the treasury. I've already started looking for the responsible party. I just okay, no, good. I think I might know something about this. Sad, no, shocking, most shocking event. Can we discuss it one on one, maybe? I'll wait for you at the inn after council. Without waiting for your reply, Lindsay runs out of the throne room. Lindsay. Oh, perhaps this investigation will be quicker than I thought. Easier to ask forgiveness. Lindsay. It's a Lindsay companion quest. A scandal at the court. A large sum is missing from the treasury. The best minds in the kingdom ran their feet off searching for the villain who would embezzle state funds. But don't be too quick to judge, dear reader. Who knows? This mysterious rogue may have been guided not by greed, but by some higher considerations. Talk to Lindsay in the tavern. Soon as the embezzlement was discovered, I, the author of this book, approached the Baroness and offered my services to help solve this mystery. What could a simple bard know about the state of the treasury? The case grew more and more mysterious. Well, as long as they're companion quests and not fast forwarding me into the next story stuff, I'm fine with that. Success, relations +1. Ooh, it's at 10. Lindsay, -30 BP. What the? Lindsay? Do I have a dungeon? Trade agreement with Magar Varn. Lindsay? You took just enough BP. I was close to being able to do this. I gotta wait. Jubilos was coming back too. Heavily guarded caravan will now carry goods between our capital, +2 BP per week. Lindsay? Okay. Enter the city. Oh no, this isn't what I wanted to do. Oops. This is a broody. Tranquil Glade. Did a new advisor position open? Nope. Crap. Hold on. I need to go buy some more BP. How much cash do I got? 10K? Alright. Yeah, just gonna go buy 50. So that Jubilos can start that Magar Varn thing right away. That would be very useful. Very, very, very useful. Or I could bring him back and do his economy rank up. And when that's done, I should have enough BP naturally to do Magar Varn's thing. So let's do that. Events in the name of the law. What? It hasn't started? Did I send him to do this? I thought he was already doing it. Oh, no, he's not. Because he's on something else, right? Tristan? You are doing nothing. Will expire on 1st of 11th. Opportunity. 14 days to solve. Tristan, yes. A group of volunteers have arrived from before. They are looking to help bring order to these lands. Their people would make a welcome reinforcement for the guards if they could be persuaded. Yeah, he's the only one. All right. I thought you were already doing that. That's why I thought your picture was over there. Man, I could have had you start on that sooner. Skip a day. Jubilost has returned with a success. The agreement has been signed with Mivon, +1 BP per week. And as you can see, oh, we're still getting the Brevoy subsidy. Okay. Tristan is doing something. Valerie, Amiri is doing something. So, Valerie, Tristan is doing something, Amiri's doing something, John is doing something. Okay. Rank up. Start project. 14 days. I really hate these forced. All that time just goes by. Spend 2 weeks. Success. Economy rank 2. Happy birthday. Thank you. The Baroness's birthday is a special date for our young nation. It is thanks to her that we had the opportunity to claim the stolen lands and establish a new country in Golarion. Today is a day to forget about our troubles and revel in celebration. Today is a day to remember. Jamandi Aldoria sent her best sword lords to participate in friendly combat and demonstrate their skill. Without a doubt, this will be a feast for the eyes. Triumph! The celebrations were spectacular. Everyone participated in the revelries, from the peasants to the Baroness's entourage. And I gained 20 BP. Yes. Triumph. Wow. That's a good triumph. Wait. DC 13. Oh, when you beat it by 10, you get a triumph. Thank you, Tristan. They were approved and hired, and their help will come in handy. They have written glowing letters back home describing the warm welcome they received. The reputation of the young barony continues to advance. Military relations and stability. Stability is at 20. So how come I don't have a... In small baronies, the general covers the matters of the smith will ask to assign a warden when the military rank reaches 4. Oh. Divine rank reaches 4. Oh. Immunity reaches 4. Well, shoot. Loyalty reaches 4. I can have a culture. My loyalty is high enough to get to 4, but apparently project is complete. +1 bonus to resolving any problem with the general. Events. Counselor awaits in the throne room. Okay. A nasty rumor spreading, injurious to the Baroness's reputation. It is said that Brevoy wants more territory and that Lady Jamandi Aldori's people have already been dispatched to get rid of the local population and free up the lands for the colonizers. Looks like I'm going to have to send Tristan on that. The gambler, another problem. A Fae came to visit the region. He seems to love gambling more than life itself. He tempts people into playing with him and then squeezes them dry. The Fae is already dragging around a cart full of gold he's won. It's time someone stopped him before he bankrupts the whole region. Jubilost. Oh, man. And I have to do that right away. Should be attended before. What's going to send Jubilost? 21 days to solve? Someone... What's going to send Jubilost on this? Like those old cartoons. Oh, man. 100 BP. I need to build another city, too. And the Gnarl Marches. Rebuild the Temple of the Elk. Jod is busy for a millennium. Nothing under trading. Hmm. Valerie is busy. Yeah. Oh, but Valerie's almost not busy. All right. All right. I'm gonna have to put Jubilost on the problem. 61% chance. +3 to economy on success or triumph. Jubilost. Counselor waits in throne room. Go to the throne room. Who is this? Tristian. There is a look of determination on Tristian's face. I bring bad news from your subjects. Today, one of our citizens stopped me in the street and asked me to tell you something of import. Tristian ponders a while as if he doesn't dare to continue. You see, one of the traders who today sells imported specialties in the capital has not always led an honest life. Under the Stag Lord, he helped the bandits sell stolen goods, for a percentage, of course. This scoundrel was far from the fort on the day you struck the decisive blow against the Stag Lord and his band, and today he continues trading in plain view of those who he recently helped rob. I never rush to judgment, but you must at least arrest this merchant, to question him and give him a chance to repent. Think of those who see him in the streets every day, walking free and unpunished for his crimes. The people appeal to you for justice, Baroness. Um, economy takes a hit. Arrest that shifty merchant immediately. He'll answer for selling stolen goods, even if it happened before my time. I shall order that this merchant be detained. Of course, we will fully investigate all these rumors and get to the truth before we judge him. +3 economy. Love of the people, support the counselor's endeavors. That's a rank up. All right. Holy. Just a little bit more. +1 to loyalty. What's going on now? Love of the people. Cost of buildings with a static loyalty bonus. Alchemist Lab. Then there's such and such and such and such is reduced by 10%. 75 BP. Tristian. Support the counselors and spend 2 weeks resolving the loyalty of the citizens. Completing this project will rank up loyalty to 3. Dang. Bard College, City Hall, Ever-Flowing Spring, Exotic Garden, Herbalist, Magic Shop, Monument Park, Sword Lords Academy, Temple of Caden, Kalen, Town Hall. Love of the people. Can Tristan do anything else? Tristan. Trade agreement with Sertova is Jubilost. Rebuild is Jod. Pitax is Jubilost. This Valerie. Research No advisor. Need arcane. Restoration. A Miri. Or Jubilost. 100 BP. Research. No advisor. Research. Jod. Magar Varn. Jubilost. Love of the people. Tristan. And rank up Tristan. Okay, Gnarl Marches. I need a city out here. I want my city in the Gnarl Marches. Put it right here. That's where the Lizard Man city is. I'm going to put it over here. Founding a new settlement. It's going to cost me 50. Whispering Weald. Build. It's got that. Suppose I could put a longhouse there right now, for now. Community, divine, and culture. There's a lot of forest around here. Oh yeah, Dagon's armor shop. I guess to get new buildings, you have to rank up your stuff. Valerie's back in 1 day. I'm going to end the video here. And we will continue next time. Thanks for watching all of this. See you next time.